The first reaction I had when I like went to this thing was like, bunch of nerds in this building, like geeks. And at the end of that, I was like, this is so much fun. I need to keep doing this. When I was a kid, I literally grew up in the middle of the country. And if you stood on the roof of our house, there was just forest as far as the eye could see. So I had a lot of time to roam the woods. Like, that was a really big part of growing up for me, was sort of being to and from the woods. And I guess tying that into the LARP, that is one of the things that really attracted me to it, was the camping aspect, because I used to do that all the time when I was a kid. So it was this really big nostalgia thing, like, yeah, I'm gonna be camping again. You know, campfires and making s'mores and stuff, but then there'll also be monsters. Which was just another plus for me. You were there with like literally hundreds of other people, and you're all running around swinging weapons at each other.
Oh, sorry about that.
And it's fun.
You know Dungeons and Dragons? Yeah. Okay, well, it's like that, except instead of rolling dice, you are your character.
Like, you do a lot more physical activity here than you do just basically anywhere else. It gets pretty intense. Like, like running through the woods at night in the swamp, like, it's equal to like a sport that you do all night.
There are zombies outside. The entire town has been attacked. You have to sneak out of our camp and survive.
Hit points. That's how much damage you can take before you die. You have to keep track of your hit points, and you also have to keep track of your armor points. Most things will take damage off your armor points first before hitting your body. So if you have 20 points of armor and 10 points of body, it takes 30 points of damage before you're knocked unconscious. Anytime you're at 1 hit point, you're semi-conscious. Semi-conscious means that you're really, really beat up. You're hanging by a thread.
I came originally for the combat. This is a whole new combat system in this game to anything I've ever done on any other LARP or tabletop or anything. So originally that was my hook. Once the story got in me, I was like, I gotta see this to the end.
That's the adventure.
So it's the adventure of being a part of the living book.
I think we're the only family in Underworld that sits at Christmas dinner and discusses plot.
Character plot.
You know, at Thanksgiving, my daughter, who doesn't LARP, is like, really, can we not have one family gathering without discussing Jericho?
No, come to the dark side, join us. We have cookies.
We're the only family who swords fight and breaks our mother's
Christmas
ornaments.
No, that was him.
No. Weapons. I've been about 20 years when we first met. When our first date, he had to cancel to go to a tribunal at game, and I thought it was some sort of cult, and he convinced me to go and see what it was.
It took me so long to get into this. Like, I've been like dressing up and going to cons for years, but then even then I was like, I will not go out LARPing. LARPing is just way too nerdy for me. I can't be those people, because I had, I think, the same sort of stipulations about LARP that everyone does. The second you say I'm a LARPer to someone, they're like, what do you mean LARP? You're like, live action role playing. Oh, so you like wear a costume and run around in the woods and like pretend to be elves and stuff for a weekend? Yeah, but it's not at all what you think it is. And I was one of those people for a really long time, and people kept tugging on my sleeves going like, dude, you gotta come out and try LARPing. And I was like, no, there has to be a barrier between me and the biggest nerds on earth. Like, I can't do it.
I like being somebody that I'm not. I like pushing myself and being able to play somebody that I am not comfortable with, that I would never be, but it's something I can do.
I could never get this from a board game, from a video game, from an RPG, you know, like, this, I'm here, you know, sure the weapons are fake, the monsters are fake, but I'm here, and I am Malkador, you know, I'm not Mike. For that weekend, I'm not Mike. You're not your person, you are who you want to be. And that's really what I found it, what I loved about it so much.
For me, I've had 2 strokes, so I'm not physically, I don't run around and beat things up because I simply can't. And at home and at work, there are a lot of things I can't do. My character can do anything.
Yeah.
Whatever I write on that piece of paper is what she can do.
For me, the most fun thing about playing at these games is being able to roleplay a character and to just go on these big make-believe adventures. Like, it's fun to step outside of everything, and you really don't need to stretch your imagination that much to get that feeling. There's like real terror that happens at some point. Like crap, at one point I was like sleeping in a tent on our Halloween game, and just a whole bunch of these like hellhounds just burst into our camp and chased a bunch of people away. Like a bunch of our campmates that were there got chased into the woods. And I'm sitting there like silent in my tent like, and then as they're coming back, back through the tent through the camp to head back to town to like attack more people, they stop, and one of the guys goes, "Wait, that tent is still closed." And I'm just like, and I can hear them all surround my tent, and they're just lightly pawing against the outside of it, and it's just like real terror just sinks in at that point, and I'm just like, no, go away, I just want to go to sleep, I'm so tired. Like, you're aware that, like, when I was in my tent, I'm aware that these people are just people who are playing a game, and they're not actually going to get me. And I'm aware of that while I'm there, but that doesn't stop me from being so scared. I'm gonna like shit myself. Like, it just. Me personally, I've never actually been in a fight, and I love that. So what you'll notice a lot about the people who play at Underworld is they play sort of an exaggerated version of a piece of themselves. I'd be taking the aspect of myself that likes to just run through the woods and hit things. That's very much like just, run around and scream at people and be wild, which can be so therapeutic. Like, it can be so releasing just to just cut loose and go have fun. Going to conventions was always really difficult for me because I kind of suffer from social anxieties. Well, I do. So getting over that wasn't the easiest thing for me, but going to conventions, like when I went to my first con dressed as this cardboard transformer, I got insanely nervous the second that we arrived, and I wanted to leave. I didn't want to talk to people. I didn't want to interview anybody. I didn't want to make a video. I wanted to run away. But the second I put a cardboard box on my head, I realized that nobody could recognize me anymore. And I felt really comfortable. Because now when people point and laugh at me, they can't point and laugh at me. They can point and laugh at the box. And it's the same thing when you're playing a character. If people point and laugh at you, they're not laughing at you. They can't laugh at you. They don't know who you are. They're laughing at a character that you're playing. Everybody's got like a different kind of escape from reality that they have. Some people like to go out and throw darts at a bar and have a few drinks. Some people like to watch sports and just kick back and sort of forget everything else that's going on in the world and cheer like crazy for some team. Some people like to go see movies and stuff. Some people read books. This just requires a lot more commitment. And in my opinion, having experienced it, you get a lot more out of it. You get real reactions out of some of this stuff. And like, again, it is that excitement of being a child all over again. That excitement that you get from playing tag and you're running all over the jungle gym and that kid's chasing you and you're like, he's on your heels. That kind of excitement, it just brings it back.
Some people are completely different than what they are in game, and it's just so interesting to see that switch, and it's so much fun. Fighting is fun, just everything is fun, even if you get hurt. It's just a great time. I just love it. Of course, everybody thinks that you're going to be at the bottom of the social totem pole and you're going to be that geek in high school who's doing LARP, but it's not. It's great fun. I met the most amazing people. I had a great weekend. It was cold, people slept in swamps, we were soaking wet. We shared a tent with 8 people, we were piling on top of each other, but it was super fun, and it's a great time.
people tell you that there's something wrong with that, like that there's a point where you need to stop having fun like that you need to no longer play pretend, you need to stop laughing, stop smiling, and be serious for the rest of your life, which I think is entirely lame. You can have a serious life, you can, you know, be committed to your work and be a good person and also have fun. A lot of people, I think, don't want to believe that that's true because they've already forgotten how to use their imagination. If there's a comfort that comes with people not knowing who you are, or at the very least not knowing you entirely, then you can really extrapolate that directly onto reality when you're meeting new people. You don't even need to be playing a character. You can just say, like, you know, hi, I'm so-and-so, and shake hands. You can give your actual name and actually start introducing yourself, but they don't know you yet. And there's a comfort that comes with that. I don't want there to be an expiration date on this aspect of my life. Because if there is, then I'm counting down the days to when I'm going to stop having a good time.